Hello, this is Dan Petrock. I made this short video to help statistics instructors get oriented to using the final project, the scoring rubric, how to do that, and some other things we're working on to help improve the assessment and the feedback and how we score it. So I'm just going to go ahead, and I actually have a student who has done the final project. And when I click on needs grading, for instance, right there, it's submitted as an assignment. It's called the final, it's under the category final exam. For me, it's worth 50% of their final exam grade. Obviously, you can adjust that to fit your needs. But if I go to grade all users, it'll come up here and you'll see there's their attached document with their write-up, but you don't see any rubric here. You're going to have to click on this little drop down. I'm not sure why this is by default showing, but that's just the way it is in Blackboard. This is a primary scoring rubric. If you click that, it says problem solving rubric, and it is used for grading. So you have some options here. You can either click on here and you can start actually clicking on the appropriate boxes and giving feedback if you'd like to in those areas, or and then right now, so if I do this, it would say, all right, if I did all this, the score is 87.5 out of 100. If you want to do that, you can go ahead and hit save, and it'll make it 87.5. But if you want to change that score, you can manually override it to whatever you want right there. Because obviously, if you're going to use this as your score for this project, these categories of hypothesis, problem state, problem solving approach, solutions, and then reviewing those don't directly correlate to the instructions. And here's the instructions. There's 10 points for doing this published claim, specific hypothesis, blah, 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 right? So, and they have to do a presentation and write it all up. Now, you may want to tweak all of these things. The good thing is you can base their grade right off of this, and you could just give them feedback right off of this. And you could do that right here. You could actually type in their feedback right there. Or you can do it with the scoring rubric and assign the points and hit submit, or manually override them right here. You do just need to click the appropriate ones based on reviewing these particular categories. I know it's a little confusing, but all I'm saying is make sure you score the problem solving rubric. You can manually override here. You can manually override here the default scores that come through, or you can use the one that does come through. And you can put your feedback here. You can put it in the rubric, either way. And so that hopefully will at least get you so you know you need to click that drop down. Here I'm going to hit cancel here. So you have to hit that little drop down again, and that will show that there is a rubric to use. And the other way is you can actually click on that and check the appropriate boxes. This way, you can show the descriptions for each one. That's another way that you can do it. And you can manually override here and put feedback here. So there's like 2 or 3 ways to give feedback, and there's 2 ways to score on the rubric. But we do want you to put scores here that are appropriate based on what they put here. So for instance, the hypothesis or problem statement is really based on section 2 and 4A here. So I've posted a draft of a scoring rubric to help people guide them in scoring on this rubric on Teams. So if you go into Teams, and let's go back. I'll go into Teams. Let's go in the Math team, Math 157 channel, Files, and there's a folder here for the project. Now it's got the description from the summer, which I believe is going to be the same for the fall. So that's the directions, and then it's got this other rubric. This is the problem solving rubric with scoring guides. So I just started work on this. So for instance, this correlates to question 2 and 4A. I give full points unless there's something wrong with the notation, there's a flaw in the premise. For example, if comparing 2 proportions, really it's only a 1 sample to a population, things like that. And I'm inviting all of us to contribute, what might you, why would you put, designate this level or this level for each of the different categories here. You should be able to edit this, add your own comments in. And this is something that we can be working on this summer when we're scoring the final projects, and this fall when we're doing it This is a living document we can use to kind of help each other on how we're scoring the problem solving rubric and based on our instructions. So I encourage you to go out to Team Site and contribute to this as you're doing it this summer or in the fall to help us with that. So I think that's about it. Again, in the fall, we're expecting all sections of statistics to do the final project. It's up to you how much do you want to weight it. The signature course is going to have a default weighting of half of the final exam score. You can adjust that. We do the comprehensive final as the rest of that. But we do want you to at least assign the project and have this rubric. The rubric will be attached to it. It will be in there. And we want you to score each student based on their proficiency with their problem statement, their approach, their solutions, and reviewing those results. And we're going to get this is the ELO, Essential Learning Outcome for Problem Solving, and we'll get a good understanding of our students' ability for problem solving as regard to this instrument, and then it will help us close the loop and make us, help us scaffold or change our approach or change how we assess students' problem solving ability. So I think that's it. So hope this helps. Again, work in progress, but this fall 2020 is the first time we're gonna push this out to all sections of statistics.